Yeah, yeah. Back again. We are back. Been a long time I did a live. Yeah, been very busy, quite busy for a while. I'm sorry I've not done a live for a long time, but back again. Mm-hmm. Back again. Let me apply the ticker real quick. Like, share, subscribe, especially if you're watching on the playback. Very, very important. Do not forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe and make sure your notification bells are turned on. So we're discussing a lot about Arsenal today. Should be a very interesting conversation from this side. There's been a lot to talk about the Timber injury, Kerentieni or no Kerentieni. Is Balogun going or not? Why is Arsenal placing too much monetary value on Balogun? I don't see why that's a bother, but we'll be discussing a lot and some very controversial videos and topics regarding the Timber injury. Was it Ateta's fault or was it Jamin's fault? Was it the medical team's fault? Was Ateta negligent regarding the injury? Was it not managed well? We'll find out. We'll have our opinion on this side. Once again, like the video, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you turn on your notification bell. So let's start with Balogun. There's been a lot to talk about Balogun. We know Monaco have been very, very interested in getting more Balogun. And that's not actually sticking to the evaluation of £50 million. We know two offers have been reportedly turned down by Arsenal regarding Balogun. I think £30 million and 35. Arsenal are sticking to their guns. They want £50 million. I think, like I said in other previous videos, it will be very tough for us not to actually get £50 million for Balogun. Let's be real. Unless an English Premiership club is interested in him. If no English Premiership club is keenly interested, you cannot get £50 million for Balogun in the European market. They do not have the kind of financial resources the English Premiership is blessed with. The truth is the truth. And I don't think, let's be fair, this is not me pandering for Monaco. I don't think Monaco, for them to actually bid excess of £30 million for Balogun. They've tried. I get it. Arsenal's valuation is £30 million. Some of you want to compare Arsenal to other teams like Liverpool in the past who have sold players for more, who have not actually have the kind of impact Balogun has had in the French league last season, scoring plus 20 goals. And I get it, but you have to understand the financial situation of this other club. Most of them do not have the financial power that the English Premiership have. So I think we should be able to accept a fee in region of £30 million up north of £30 million. Then maybe you can insert a sell-on clause or a buyback clause. That for me, that is the most, because we are not having a lot of suitors scrambling to get Balogun. Let's be real. Let's not deceive ourselves. We do not have a lot of suitors scrambling to get the signature of Balogun. How much more can we hold on to Balogun? We are hearing that the latest report this evening that actually Monaco are beginning to look at alternatives, and they are considering Patson Daka at Leicester City as a viable replacement. So we need to be careful regarding this. I want us to sell in. I get there's a narrative there that Arsenal don't know how to sell players, which I think is false, because those narratives there is no the fact that Liverpool could sell at that time. There are other factors that contribute to how you can sell well at the time. Now, at that time, yeah, when you're winning, it's easier to sell players, right? And I get it. And Arsenal have not been winning biggest trophies, but Arsenal have become a relevant club in the last 2 years. You should be able to sell well. Now, how do you measure selling well? For me, selling Balogun, who is an academic product, for an exit of up north of £30 million. For me, selling well. I get it. People say, look at Atlanta, they sold Holland to Manchester United in excess of £70 million. You have to understand, Manchester United are a desperate club. Manchester United, Chelsea are some of the clubs that actually, how will I put it, inflated the market with these crazy prices. We have to be very honest in this conversation. Manchester United are part of, and Chelsea are part of the club who started this trend of paying crazy prices in terms of transfer fee and wages for players. And then those are English clubs. The European clubs cannot afford to actually pull their weight financially the way the English clubs can do it. So Arsenal need to be very, very careful, or else we'll be stuck with the player, not be able to sell him, and his value will depreciate next season. I understand Arsenal need to maintain a strong front that no, we're not going to just sell our players on a cheap. At the same time, understand the market. Understanding the market is extremely, in my opinion, very important. Because let's be real, aside from Monaco, we saw Inter Milan have quote unquote pulled out. We don't know if they are waiting to the maybe to the final weeks of the transfer market to come back, because I don't think Inter Milan actually secured an alternative striker. But at the same time, we need to be very careful, or else we'll be left with Balogun at the end of the transfer window, and his value will reduce. Let's be fair, he will not get too much playing time at Arsenal, and if do not actually take advantage of the fact that last season he thrived at the French league and scored goals, and you keep him one more year at Arsenal and he doesn't get to score more goals or get more relevancy, his price will drop. So we need to be extremely, extremely smart about how we push. For me, I would take, maybe sometimes it depends on this buying club. Maybe Monaco doesn't want Arsenal to insert a sell-on clause on the contract. So as I've said, no, we're not going to do that. And I get it. So let's see in the final weeks whether Arsenal will budge or Inter Milan and Monaco will actually thump up the money for Balogun. But we need to sell Balogun. We just need to sell him. We cannot keep him because he is not going to get playing time at Arsenal. That is the honest truth. Balogun is not getting any playing time at Arsenal. And that's just the truth. So we need to be very, very careful on how we haggle and hold on to this player. We see Balogun, I don't rate him that greatly. I think he's a decent striker, but for where Arsenal is going to, I don't think is that level. Is that next level. I don't think so. That is my opinion. I don't think so. Oh, let me see. What is this? So let me see. Give me a minute. So I don't think so. So it's looking very funny. So this is Akim Morgan. Shout out to you. Let me see. Hello, long time. I just saw Yoli gonna rant. That guy is a City fan. He said it himself. He wants us to fail so he can go online and talk shite. Win, lose or draw. The guy is a dumbass. See, for me, I'll talk about that very soon. Shout out to Akin Morgan in the chat. Make sure you like the video. Akin Morgan, very, very important. Like the video, subscribe, very, very important to the live show. So I'll talk about that very soon. So for Balogun, let me end on Balogun real quick. I think Arsenal to be very careful how they haggle and hold on to Balogun. I know we need to get the most out of him, but let's be fair, 30 million pounds is straight profit because Balogun is an academic product. So, but we can still get more. But let's just understand, the European market does not have the kind of money the English market have. So, how long can we continue to push this? So, let's go to the next slide. Kieran Tierney. There's been a lot of conversation, a lot of agenda regarding Kieran Tierney. I love Kieran Tierney. I think he's a very, very good player. I think he has given us some great moments in Arsenal shirt. But can we just be real? He's not the player for Arteta system. He does not fit the Arteta system. And for me, that is not a dig on Kieran Tierney. That's not a dig on Kieran Tierney. See, sometimes when you move to the next level, people around you might not be able to move to that next level with you. And that is not a dig on them. There are limitations on this thing sometimes. There are limitations on this thing sometimes. Let's be fair. Let's be fair. I don't hate Kieran Tierney, but how Arteta and the team wants to play football, he does not fit the skill set of Kieran Tierney. And that's not a dig on Kieran Tierney. That doesn't make him a bad player. It just shows that he doesn't fit our current system. What is there to not understand? What is there not to understand? How can you sum up the fact that because he's not playing because of also the system, that means Ateta must dislike him, Ateta must not rate him or hate him? No, that is not true. Karen Tenney at this moment does not fit the system, and it is what it is. This has happened. It is what it is. This is no dig or shade on Karen Tenney. If he goes to a Newcastle or it goes to a rest of that, he might fit that system there. But as how Arteta wants to play the game going forward, Karen Tenney does not fit the system, and that is no dig on Karen Tenney. He is what it is. But this agenda that Karen Tenney, Arteta doesn't like Karen Tenney, we need to stop it. We need to stop it. See, deliberately causing controversy in the fan base is sickening. It's annoying. Gary Smith in the chat, shout out to you. So happy. I would like to know why you're so happy, Gary Smith. Shout out to you for coming on. Make sure you like the video so YouTube can push this video in the algorithm. Very, very important. So other people can get the notifications and be alerted to join us. So there is I don't know how we got to that conclusion that Arteta, for some reason, does not value or rate Karen Tenney. That is a lie. Karen Tenney can still play some part in some games. Maybe in games we do not want to invert, Karen Tenney comes in handy. He would be great. But how Arteta wants to invert, make sure we play three at the back, while when the central defenders are kind of auxiliary fullback sometimes, is how you want to play the game sometimes. And that does not suit the skill set of Karen Tenney. Arsenal do not want their left back bombing down the line and crossing the ball into the box. That is not what Arteta wants for the team. So why are we struggling? Sorry about that. Why are we struggling to understand that? I know majority of Arsenal fans understand that, but they just want this agenda. They just want something to chat about, something to moan about, something to complain about. Something to complain about. Guys, let's say waking up to meet you online. Shout out to you. Just waking up. Shout out to you, Gary Smith. So I don't get it. There is no agenda by Arteta against Karen Tenney, right? It doesn't just fit the way we want to play the game majority of the time, and that doesn't make him a bad player. He can go somewhere and prosper. I'm sure most Arsenal fans will wish him the best of luck. So I'm just trying to remove this nonsense agenda that Arteta doesn't like Karen Tenney. So we found out during the week that unfortunately, Youri Timber has sustained an ACL injury, meaning he's going to be out for a long time. And we Arsenal fans, I'm sure a lot of us are wishing him the best of luck and swift recovery and a healthy recovery. Hopefully, he comes back as good as he left, which I have my reservations regarding those kind of injuries. Doctors will tell you, those in the medical field will tell you, you can get better coming back from the ACL and still be and still have those reflexes, those agility as you left. I'm sorry, the empirical evidence I've seen consistently doesn't suggest the same. I'm not saying Youri Timber cannot come back and still be a very good player. I'm not saying so. I'm not saying he can't still be a top class player, but those reflexes, those sharp turns, I'm sorry, he might not. I'm not a doctor. I'm just stating based on what I've seen from Bellerin, Van Dijk, Holding. Wait again, I've seen from a few players, they do not come back the same. Not that they are not quick, they still have that pace, but they are not as rapid as they were before the injuries. Because I saw a few doctors on Twitter saying, no, some players come back and they are better than when they got injured. Can we? I get it. You don't want to dampen the mood. You don't want to make Arsenal fans feel some type of way. But can we be a bit truthful? Because the evidence doesn't suggest so. Most players that come back, most of the time, unfortunately, are not the same. I've seen it multiple times. Maybe Youri Timber might be an exception to the rule. I'll be happy. But I will not have that expectation so that I don't get grossly disappointed. So Hopefully, he can come back. And I'm sure, guys, we were talking about this video I did a while ago. Well, this clown
position, you do unnatural things.
Arteta contributed.
I've seen a few Arsenal fans blame the manager because he got hurt in the first half and they let him come out in the second.
Threw him back on, yeah.
Do you share that opinion?
Yeah, 100%. But he's got a track record. He's done it before. He's done it with Jesus. He's done it with Thomas Partey.
Wait. You heard that, right?
Tottenham.
How did Arteta get Jesus injured? If I remember vividly, Jesus got injured at the World Cup. Jesus got injured at the World Cup, but that is Arteta's fault. Can you see the audacity that some of these guys can lie to the fans' face with a straight face? Is ridiculous. It is very ridiculous. Let me read this chat from Aki Morgan. It says, why is it the luck of Arsenal that a great signing with no injury record messes themselves up at the club? Well, get the layer of the screen. What want me to get off the screen? Get the layer TF of the screen. Akimo, can you actually type what I can read properly? Because I don't understand this your message. Now, regarding your Timber's injury, you can't, no manager in the world, no person in the world can predict these kinds of injuries. Like you said, he had no injury record. These things happen. So you need to understand that even though we are disappointed, nobody foresaw this, nobody wanted this to happen, but this happens. So it is what it is. It's hard luck and tough luck on Arsenal and your Timber. It is what it is. We need to move on. It's disappointing, but this is time for us not to wallow in our own misery. I think this is time for us not to actually find a replacement. We need a replacement. Because we can actually rule out Timber for the rest of the season. He is not coming back. Akin said, I mean that liar. Exactly. He just blatantly, you got it right, blatantly lied. And the fact that Terry continued to allow him to come on this so-called straight fast where people can lie. See, sometimes I don't blame them. I blame the subscriber base. I blame the audience. Somebody is actually telling you the sky is purple, even though you can check outside and the sky is blue. Is lying to you the sky is purple just because they have a bit of some subscribers. You buy the damn lie. He actually blames Arteta for Jesus' injury, even though Jesus got injured at the World Cup. But you're going to blame Jesus' injury on Arteta. I know you don't like this, Akimogan, but I need to play this part of the video that is very funny. Listen to this. Let's listen to this.
First full season. Didn't know his best 11. Throwing players into different positions.
Let's take it back.
Brilliant right back. But so you're now going to move a brilliant right back last season into centre back. Put Thomas Partey at right back. Move Saliba to left centre back.
What is wrong with Thomas Partey playing as a right back? So what I don't understand, right? If that was Pep that actually put, let's say, remember when Pep last season put Bernardo Silva, a midfielder stroke attacking winger or a forward, as a left back? Everybody said, oh, he's a genius. What a genius move. Arteta moves Ben White, who traditionally and naturally can play both right center half and right back. He's here complaining that why did Arteta play Ben White as a center half? This is preposterous. How can you, in one breath, praise Pep for doing the same thing and shame Arteta for doing? Oh, this is guy. talks like he has a coaching badge. I see sometimes the reason why he has that audacity and temerity to do what he's doing, nobody pushes back on the crap because he brings in views and likes, and which translates into money. This guy just castigated Arteta for playing Ben White as a center half. Ben White in his first season as Arsenal played as a center half. Ben White at Brighton plays as a center half and a right back. He plays there. He's complaining. He says Arteta doesn't know his best starting 11. How do you justify such rhetoric? How do you come out and boldly, with a straight face, looking at the camera, speaking on my and blatantly lie? Make it make sense. Exactly. He complained when Ben White played, when Ben White was a right back. Exactly. Now he has switched back that while we're playing as a center half. This is what we have to deal with in the fan base. Because nobody pushes. See, he gets invited to push this crap all the time. But it is what it is. Let me finish the video.
And played Timber for the first time ever in his life at left back in a league game. Nah, man.
Did you hear that?
That was
wait. Guys. I want you to listen to
this. From the first full season.
Listen to this.
Didn't know his best 11.
Watch. Listen to this carefully.
From the first full season. Didn't know his best 11. Throwing players into different positions that had never tried it before. Played Odegaard as a right CM. Playing Declan Rice as a 6 when we thought we were getting him for an 8. And then putting Kai Havertz at left mid. No wonder we look crap. Like, real talk.
Look at Terry. Look at Terry. He knows he's lying. And look at Terry keeps quiet.
I don't want him anywhere near
and
us.
No pushback. You see what you see? Terry knows he's lying. Terry knows the guy is full of crap. And he keeps quiet. Why? It generates traction. It causes chaos in the comment section. And when there's chaos in the comment section, there's traction. It translates into pounds or dollars. It makes more money. So you guys are funding the buffoonery. Most of you guys are allowing this madness to be perpetrated. Unfortunately, he complains about Odegaard's position. Complains about everybody. Even though we won the game, even though we played well, and I agree, we should have scored more goals. We became complacent, but we still won. He's still complaining. I wrote that guy off when we missed out on top 4. And he was smiling and laughing when we got beat at Newcastle. Watch the video and you'll be disgusted. I mean, okay, I'm sure you say you'll be disgusted. Okay, I guess so. See, Aki Morgan, I share your sentiments and I understand what you're trying to say. I am actually, I don't know what's the right word. See, when I see things like this, it's crazy. It's baffling. I go back to what I said in the beginning. The reason why he can do this, because there are people who enjoy that kind of disingenuous content. Unfortunately, there are people that love that kind of content. Unfortunately, and it is what it is. When there's a market for it, people will push for it. So it is what it is. So let's go to what the club had to say regarding Youri Timber's injury. Further to detailed assessment with consultant specialists since Saturday, we can confirm that Youri Timber has sustained an injury to his anterior cruciate ligament in his right knee. Youri will undergo surgery in the coming days and will be out of action for a period of time. We know Arsenal will never give you detailed. They won't put time scale on it, so I'm not surprised. The support and expertise from our medical team and everyone at the club will now be focused on urine rehabilitation program to ensure he recovers well and is back playing as soon as possible. So that is what the club had to say regarding Yuri Timber's injury. So, guys, let's wish Urine a speedy recovery. Hopefully, he can come back stronger and better. It is what it is. We don't need to begin to say, oh, Arteta should have done this, the club should have done this. There's no way Arteta will want his player to be injured. Like, it doesn't even actually make sense. You think Arteta would deliberately play a player who is semi-injured when he has option on the bench? We had Tomiyasu on the bench. We had options on the bench. It's not that there was lack of options. We had options on the bench. Unfortunately, these kind of things can happen, and it is what it is. There's no need to actually continue to have this asinine, in my opinion, kind of conversation regarding Arteta Costi or Arteta not Costi. It has happened. It is what it is. We plan and get a replacement as soon as possible. Now, I don't know each player as I can bring in that can play as good as Yuri Timber, that can actually cover for the right back and play as a right center half. So I guess the scouting department will actually get into work, and Arteta and Edu will start doing their due diligence to get somebody in as soon as possible, because we cannot go in with the numbers of defenders we have right now, because we know Tien might be leaving. Zinchenko is injury prone. Tomiyasu relatively injury prone. So we need a quality backup as good as your team, but if not better, to come in as quick as possible or before the transfer window shuts down on the 1st of September. That is very, very important. We need to do that. It's a must. We need to sign a player as soon as possible. So, guys, that will be all about the Arsenal I have to present to you tonight. I know it's been a long time I did a live. I'll be back tomorrow by the grace of the Almighty God for another live, for another All Arsenal and more on this channel. If you're watching on the playback, do me a fantastic favor by liking the video. Very, very important. So this channel can be pushed in the algorithm. I need your likes. If you are watching my other of my pre-recorded videos, guys, don't be stingy with the likes. Like the video. Is extremely, extremely important. Subscribe if you're not yet subscribed, and make sure you turn on your notification bells. Very, very important, so that tomorrow or next when I'm going live, you can get notified. Once again, for those at the back, like the video, subscribe if you're not yet subscribed, and make sure your notification bells are turned on. So, guys, I'll be here tomorrow for another nightcap on All Arsenal and more, or Arsenal shenanigans, depending on how you want to name it. It's very important, guys. Make sure you guys turn on your notification bells for tomorrow's live broadcast. So, guys, do not forget, like the video, subscribe, and make sure your notification bells are turned on. And I'll see you guys tomorrow by this time. Ciao.